Food. Well, what's the best way to save money in the kitchen? First and foremost, it's a brand that is a powerhouse in the kitchen category. And of course, I could only be talking about Ninja. Do you know this will replace 14 appliances and tools in your kitchen? Let me say that again. It will replace 14 tools and appliances in your kitchen. And you know what's so interesting? Some of the big retailers out there, nobody is doing this price. Let's just start there. But even if you find the similar profile from Ninja, they do not have all of these multi-functions. In fact, you gotta just kind of compare apples to apples. Even if you see a similar profile elsewhere, remember, this is the only place where you're gonna get basically like those 8 separate functions, 14 appliances, plus utensils all in one. Oh, sorry. That would be my other left. Well, if you were trying to get through on our today's special, hundreds of you were trying to get through last hour. What is this? This is really the French footprint in America. We are so lucky to have Staub here. They, of course, are world leaders. They've been around for decades, and they have a lifetime warranty. But what is it? It is your everything investment piece. And truly, we are the only ones in America for today and today only doing this today's special price. It has a unique, it's cast iron, that's number one. It has a unique non-stick interior, which does not warp, does not tarnish. I know there are other French manufacturers and cast iron manufacturers that have a white enamel. This has additional release properties because of how it is designed. It also has a patented lid, like this little dimpling creates this watershed or waterfall of moisture that helps keep your food moist. Any type of range, you can put it in the oven up to 500 degrees. We're going to pay to send it to you. Here's that unique patented lid design, and it is for this show. This is actually not only the final opportunity or the last block of shows, but remember that price goes away at midnight. Price goes away at midnight. So all you have to do is to pick your color of choice. The turquoise, it is last call y'all. There are, I think, fewer than a dozen of those remaining. Fewer than a dozen on that turquoise. The blues are back. Everybody's been loving the blue. That's deep blue in the system. I'm gonna jump down here. Our number one choice last hour is what I keep calling the currant, because that's, you know, like currant, C-U-R-R-A-N-T. We call it grenadine in the system. It is so rich. That is a drop dead color. Cherry, if you love your reds as much as I do. There's that basil, which is this beautiful, deep, resonant green. Burnt orange, a fabulous decorator and designer color in the kitchen. There's our white, and then there's that graphite gray. And for those of you out there who missed that presentation, remember, I don't care if it's scalloped potatoes or baked apples or the bouillabaisse. When Allison made this, in case you missed it, she actually turned the temperature off. She brought the bouillabaisse to temperature and then put raw seafood in. And because of how it retains the heat and temperature, it actually cooked the seafood even though the burner was off. Yes, your pulled pork. Yes, your beer braised cabbage or beef. Yes, your berries. Yes, your chicken soup. Yes, you can proof. Yes, you can bake in this. And yes, this was your final presentation. So in case you missed the details, you can go to hsn.com. So there's a lot going on in the kitchen. Please don't hang up on Lorna Maseko's beautiful knives or any of the great things that we had from her actually just a few moments ago. We are moving along. Oh, Rochelle, can we do it? You wanna do it? You wanna do it? Okay, all right. If you are looking for your ultimate blender and food processor in the kitchen, a little secret. I love this so much. I actually picked this as my host pick coming up in June. I'm obsessed with this item. It is the OG of the Ninja family. I mean, it really is. So yes, because of that unique blade design, it is your food processor, it's your snow cone maker, it's like your smoothie maker, it's your everything machine, shaves ice, chops meat, and all of the above. And the best part is, with a 450 watt motor and a 40 ounce capacity, you get that extra lid. We have it back in colors. So it's the best price that we've ever offered it at. So we've got the, oops-a-doodle, we've got the black and the gray, cinnamon, and then we've got our cherry red, and then my blues. We're doing this as navy, and that's the most limited, by the way. And then we also have that great turquoise and a beautiful inspiration and recipe booklet included. Speaking of beautiful, have you met my Rochelle, as I like to call her? All right, you want to show off with a little ice?
Sure. Let's show off with a little ice. So this is my favorite. This is the Ninja Storm, and it will crush ice and make snow at the same time. And so what it does, it has a stack blade system, and I will show you that to you in a minute, because you know, what can you make with snow, Shannon?
Snow cones. Look at, see, I'm trying to be kid-friendly, which is very unusual for me. Rochelle knows. Did I ever tell you the story? This was missing in action. We didn't have it available. Do you know I actually bought this from that other website named, I did a whole internet search just trying to find it. That is pulverized dust. And frankly, there are a lot of $300 blenders that won't do ice.
Exactly.
I mean, seriously.
And look at how fine that is ground too. I mean, it really is snow. And I know a lot of you up north are probably sick of snow right now. We love it here in Florida because it's still really warm. But here's all the different things it can do. You know, it will make your smoothies. It will make, of course, it will make your margaritas too. It will do all of your food prep for chopping carrots, for chopping onions. It will do milkshakes. It will do ice cream. I mean, it truly does it all. And we even give you a recipe book with over 100 recipes in it. So really, it gives you all that inspiration you need in the kitchen.
Okay, and Rochelle's not even cheating, because I'll be honest with you. You know, this is like the hard ice that your refrigerator makes.
Some of it's even still stuck in the glass. Like it is that. That's how hard that ice is. This is directly from the freezer.
Yeah, concrete would be easier to grind than this. Are you making something naughty?
I am. It's Friday night, right? We're going to do a little margarita. There's a little pour spout here that you can use. Of course, you know, when you're doing your drinks and your smoothies. And again, what I really love about it, Shannon, is it's just so easy to use.
Okay, did you see what Rochelle did? And Charlie, I think we've got that videotape that not only shows how easy this is to use.
Just 2 fingers.
Just 2 fingers. And one quick thing about this that I love so much, because many of you know I have dexterity issues, and I don't do that to, you know, beat myself up. But the thing is, I don't have great knife skills, and what I like is that one pulse technology. Now, you can pulse a little, or you can pulse a lot. So let's say you like maybe a chunkier salsa. You could make it just a couple little, you know, pulses, right?
Yes.
And this is how easy, well, it does basically everything.
It does everything. All of the control is in the palm of your hand. That's how easy it is to use. So when you press down on it, it will go. When you release, it will stop. And so you can control the pulses if you want to use it to chop carrots, or you can just hold it down like you see there to make a sauce for your pasta. But it's really wonderful for food prep. I think everybody always thinks of blenders, even grating cheese. Look at that with the cheese.
Wow.
You know, sometimes you're trying to save money. You're going to the grocery store. You're buying the block cheese because it's less expensive, and now you can grate it in your Ninja Storm. So really, it does everything for you, including. Let me pour you a margarita, Shannon.
Look at you!
So we've got
it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Here. And so I love that it even has a little pour spout there. Look at the consistency of that. I mean, it is restaurant quality style.
It is.
With the consistency of that ice, with making your frozen drinks. And I know it's winter, but it's going to be summer too soon.
And you see how the power, you know, the motor just, you know, snaps right on there. So you can't mess it up. We are so busy, and you have no idea how hard we work to get this back. Rochelle had one airing earlier today, and there were almost 1,000 spoken for. Get yours, grab yours. You got to try it, because the truth is, I know you're prepping with something. This takes the prep out of the prep, and I don't care if that's, you know, chopping up your meat for your little dog, or if it's doing ice, if it's doing milkshakes, if it's doing snow cones, if it's doing gazpacho, if it's doing salsa, if it's pureeing, if it's even hard or soft things, smoothies and everything in between. When you get this, it is one-stop shopping. Even if you're just doing things like cookies, you know how there's that Oreo TikTok recipe that's going on? And it's so funny. You know what they say to do? They say put it in a plastic bag and then bang it with your rolling pin. Breadcrumbs will never look the same ever again. Cookie crumbles will never look the same ever again. But I don't want to disparage the concept of this, because it is power, power, power for the best price, period.
It really is. It's 450 watts of power. That's all in the motor base here on the top that is removable. Everything else is dishwasher safe. So you just put the pot on top, and then you hit the button at top, and that's where it goes. So let me show you the carrots here. This is how easy it is to chop carrots. And I have pretty decent knife skills, but I couldn't chop this much this this quickly and also this fine. So really all the control is in the palm of your hands. Here's the carrots we've done. And Shannon, I gotta tell you, this is my favorite way to chop onions because you don't cry, because it's contained in a container. Have you ever chopped onions and you're like, oh my gosh, I need a tissue? You know, this helps you with that because it's all contained within the storm. Plus you're also getting a lid. So let's say you're doing food prep, you can always pre-prep things, pop the lid on, and then put this in the refrigerator. Brilliant. And then it's ready for you to go. So it's, you know, it saves some dishes too.
It is. Hey, Steve, and I'll show the colors again because when Rochelle and I were talking about airing this a couple of weeks ago, we couldn't get inventory in. It is the first time back in ages. I have begged to get this on the air. I will say in terms of prep, probably hands down my favorite prep appliance that I've ever presented here in the kitchen. First of all, it's easy because it's one pulse. Secondly, it's easy because you put the motor base on the, you know, on that carafe, and it's a perfect capacity, whether you are doing milkshakes or even pureeing things to warm up in the microwave or on a stovetop later for soup. 40 ounces, 450 watts of power. The price is absolutely unbelievable for what this does. That unique blade design, which remember, this is the OG in the Ninja family. This is really where it all began for their blender slash food processor and how they actually take the prep out of the prep. Steve, I'm guessing the turquoise is probably the most popular. Okay, turquoise, remember you get that extra lid. Black and my reds are actually the most popular. Love that steel gray, your blue. Remember, cinnamon is the deeper of the red. So Rochelle, the big thing about this is with a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee, once you get this at home, you never look back.
It's so true. And you know, I mean, I love Ninja. I have a lot of different Ninjas at home. This is my go-to blender. This is the one I use all of the time. I use it for food prep. I use it for smoothies in the morning. You can even see on your screen all of the different possibilities there, you know, for chopping carrots, chopping your celery, you know, making really quick work of some of those tough jobs in the kitchen, you know, some of the food prep that you have to do. It even helps you with, you know, mixing your doughs for baking. So really there's so much that you can do with it, and it's so easy to use that it ends up being your go-to, even, you know, even more than my big Ninja blender, because I feel like this is so easy because it's just with the palm of my hands. Plus it comes with a recipe book that's 100 recipes. And so it's really going to give you some inspiration. So one of those recipes is this, and this is something that is a go-to for me on the weekdays. It's just a chicken salad. So if you can see in there, I'm going to hold it up here a little bit so you can see better. There's some leftover chicken, so you've got some leftovers. This is a great way to make a chicken salad. We have some mayonnaise, we have some grapes, we have some pecans. There's even whole sticks of celery in here. Beautiful. And watch how it's going to chop and blend at the same time.
So Rochelle, as you do that, just to remind you, part of the reason she can't, in fact, I got an air and a spare, just because I love mine so much. I mean, honestly, I want to get one for my mom, and we can do delivery direct, but this is kind of that unique blade design. And Rochelle, that, because it actually gets to every last drop.
It does. That's
basically
a stacked blade system. That's what Ninja is known for. Yep. And so as it's churning, it's also going to pull it to the bottom, so everything is going to get chopped and blended at the same time. And so you can kind of see, if you point it there, you go directly, you can see there's 4 blades there, and they're stacked on top of each other. A lot of blenders just have the blades at the bottom. Yeah. So a lot of things get missed. This is true. This is why this does such a good job about getting everything that's in, you know, in your pitcher. And it is 5 cups. It's 40 ounces. Yeah. So, but look at this chicken salad. This even smells so good. I can't wait to dig in later. So
you know what's so interesting? Because I have it at home, and we are what, Steve, close to 1,000 of these already spoken. Okay, almost 1,000 spoken for, and we have hundreds of people in the various forms of ordering. The good news is I've got your color now. In fact, that's one of the reasons I got another turquoise, and I'll probably send one to my mom as well. But because this is really only the second airing, Marlo relaunched this a little bit earlier today. I've got all your colors now. And as someone who generally works at night, I can promise you that is not going to be the case for very long. So when you see your color of choice, strike while the iron's hot. Make sure that you reserve it. I don't care if it's wedding or shower or Mother's Day or Easter. Take the prep out of the prep. And if this isn't the easiest to use and frankly the easiest to clean, just completely discount that price, because when the power and the flexibility of this, it's like love and marriage. It's like the perfect Valentine to give somebody in the kitchen. Rochelle, what are we going to do next?
Sure. So I've got some pecans here. And so you were talking about doing the Oreos earlier. Yeah. And anytime you need to crush something, usually our go-to is like a rolling pin and a plastic bag. Yeah. And I don't know if this has ever happened to you, the bag breaks. Yes. And then you have a big mess. And it's also not consistent. So here we go with the pecans. This is just a couple of pulses with the palm of my hand, you have all the control in the palm of your hand. So if you wanted to make this chunky, you could. I'm just holding it down to make it smooth. But look at how fast it did that. This did this faster than it would take me to go get a baggie to put all the pecans in.
Let me ask you this: if somebody, because my niece is gluten intolerant, so I can do like put rice in this, and if I wanted to do like a little coating, like on a chicken tender, or something like that.
For sure. All of your coatings for for different seasonings and things that you want to do. You know, if you wanted to do your own breadcrumbs, you could do your own breadcrumbs. Absolutely. So we're showing the video again to show you all the different things it can do, from smoothies to milkshakes to all of your food prep needs. Salsas. I've actually got a fresh salsa I'm going to show you here in a minute how to do. But I just love it. And Shannon, I loved how you talked about how it's such a great gift. I have to be honest. Last time we had this on air, which is a while ago, I bought a couple extra. I know, right? And I work with Ninja, and I still got a couple extra because it's such a great gift item, and you never know when you want to need it. And sometimes those colors are hard to find.
It's true.
You can't find
it
them anywhere else.
So hard for us to get back in stock. And just remember, because this is only the second relaunch, if you want to call it that, we've got your color in this show. And no kidding, you got to strike while the iron is hot. I got like an air and a spare just because I love mine so much. I'm obsessed with this. I begged them to actually do this for me for host pick, and trust me, the competition was fierce. There were a lot of things that I could have picked for host pick coming up in June in the kitchen, and this is my ultimate fave. And not only because it's dexterity friendly, but you know what? Who wants to make work harder in the kitchen? You rinse it out, even though it is top rack dishwasher safe. I've never put mine in the dishwasher. You rinse it. It's almost like it does its own dishes. Our reds are the most popular. This is the cinnamon. That's the cherry red. Okay, the red is wildly popular. There's our navy, our gray. I'm a fan of the turquoise, and then that classic black. And let me show you the, and you get the lid as well. This, okay, it's not like a little pamphlet. That is the recipe book and inspiration guide that you're getting. And I'm telling you, everything from frittatas, you want to whip up an egg in the morning, you want to do a strata, you want to do a scramble, you want to do a shake, you want to make your own salad dressings, your own mayonnaise, you want to do your own hummus, your own egg salad, or chicken salad. And because this is so powerful, if the only thing it did is chop ice, you should do it. Rochelle, I don't know if I told you this story or not. I don't know what I was thinking. I guess it was during COVID. We were all looking for new things in the kitchen. I actually bought one of those little snow cone makers that shaves ice. Okay. It was the price of admission. No, I'm serious. It was like over $30, and all it did was snow cones. Snow cones. Snow cones.
Could it make your margaritas and chop your carrots and do your salsas and stuff too? Yeah, it really is versatile. I think that's why it's such a fan favorite and why we love it too. I'd love to show you how to make this salsa. So let's zoom in and I'll show you all the different ingredients here and how easy it is to make your own fresh salsa. So you can see the jalapeno peppers, the onions, the tomatoes. We have a little lime juice in there too.
And by the way, notice that these are big chunks. So it's not—
They're very big chunks.
It's not like you have to prep before the prep.
No, They're like, you don't have to prep before the prep. It's going to do all the work for you. It even has, you can kind of see now where it has the cups measured. So you can see the 5-cup measure mark right here. It also has a non-skid base, so it's not going to dance around the countertop.
Because it's got power.
It does have power. So all of the power is in the palm of my hand. So I'm just pulsing with 2 fingers. Now, if I want it chunky, I can leave it like this, or I can just let it run and make it really smooth. So really, you can control the style, you can control the consistency, but more importantly, you can control the ingredients. So I don't know if you've ever read the back of the salsa jars at the grocery store. I think I made this a little chunky, so I'm gonna take the lid off. But they'll have like extra preservatives, extra salt, extra sugar. This was all fresh ingredients. It smells so good. Fresh tastes better, but it's also better for you because you don't have that added salt. You don't have that added sugar. You don't have those weird things you can't pronounce in your salsa. All you have is, you know, the jalapenos and the onions and the peppers and the tomatoes. So really, it just tastes more delicious. You can customize it. You saw how quick that was. If you're having a party and one group of people wants it really spicy and one group wants it like a little like less hot, you can just fill it right back up and do another batch.
And keep going and going and going. I mean, just talking about the sodium aspect alone, I have to watch the sodium in my diet. And salsa is like a main course with me. And I had to actually I had to give up salsa until I did, because there's about 100, depending on the brand, but ballpark, anywhere from 100 to 250, sometimes upwards of 300 milligrams in sodium in many of the salsas that you find. And if you're on a sodium restrictive diet, like I'm supposed to stay about 1,500 milligrams, nobody eats just 2 tablespoons, by the way. When you read the serving size, I could go through a whole container of salsa.
I'll eat all 5 cups in here.
Oh, no, I will too. And you know what? If you only did salsa, it'll pay for itself. But frankly, again, if you do have special dietary restrictions, whether it's the sugar, whether it's the salt, whether it is gluten, my niece is gluten intolerant, do your rice, make like a little rice flour and then coat those chicken tenders and put it in your Ninja air fryer.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Good
seriously.
Yeah.
Or chop that ice, make those milkshakes, do those margaritas, do those pina coladas. But the whole point, Rochelle, and this is why I love it so much, is, you know that country western song, Was It Worth Shaving My Legs? You know that one?
Yeah.
I think people look at that when it comes to the blender or their food processor. Vince is shaking his head at me. But anybody who has a big food processor knows where I'm going with this. It's like, is it worth taking out my food processor?
Exactly, yeah.
And you know what? It's not like anybody wants stuff that comes out of a jar or out of a can. We do it because it's easy.
Yeah, that's true. It's very true. We want convenience. We want things to be easy. I'm making a really quick, like, little yogurt smoothie here. So I've got my frozen fruit, I've got some Greek yogurt, and then also some orange juice. So just like you said, you want it to be easy. I love your country western song.
Yeah, I mean, seriously.
In fact, I think last time I saw you, you called this like race car red too. You made the storm like amazing.
Or get arrested red, depending on the night.
Oh yeah.
Because it is Friday.
It is Friday, and I made margaritas.
Exactly.
But how easy was that? Just to do a really quick, easy smoothie. We did a nice blueberry smoothie here, and look at how thick that is.
Look at that.
Can
I'm
you
telling
see
you,
how thick that is?
If you are really looking to be inspired, and we know fresh is best, this is the OG. Remember, this is really where it all came together for Ninja. The reds are the most popular. Steve, sorry, I was just going to show this real quickly. Cinnamon. Then again, of course, that beautiful navy gray. I am team turquoise. I got another one for myself. And then, of course, the black. And you do get an extra lid. And don't forget, look at that. I mean, it's not a little pamphlet. It's a book. It's a book. So check it out for yourself. Of course, it is on FlexPay. Just the money you save alone will really pay for itself. Hey, it's Apple Month at hsn.com, and that means 5 Flex and free shipping all month long. So my producer Steve says, in case you want to shop for me. So an easy way to do it. All right, we've got so many hundreds of you in the various forms of ordering on the storm. Don't go anywhere, because I'm going to replace 14 appliances and tools in your kitchen from Ninja. That's coming up next.
It's our biggest President's Day sale ever, with dynamite deals on your favorite brands. Savor delicious seafood from Curtis Stone. Make your home a happy place with Beekman 1802. And upgrade your sleep with a new Beauty Rest mattress. Plus, save up to 30% on thousands of items. It's the President's Day sale, February 17th through the 21st, here on HSN.
Hey ladies, it's Marlo and Debbie D. Join us for the HSN Valentine's Day special, Monday at 8 p.m., only on HSN.
Welcome back to the HSN pregame show. What do you got, Tina?
Well, Ty, we're doing it again. We won't have just one, but more than 10 Today specials all day on the Big Game Sunday.
High performance deals from DG2, Beekman, and Bissell.
And let's not forget division champions Colleen Lopez, Iman, and Origami.
For more on this, we go to Sarah.
It's going to be a blitz of savings from Dr. Nassif Phillips and Ninja on the field. Back to you, Ty.
It's your chance to score during today's Super Special Sunday. Previews tomorrow at 10 p.m.
Don't miss it.
Food has always been my passion, but the truth is, even in the world's best kitchens, the tools can really make or break a chef. That's why I've developed this incredible, innovative line for HSN. Let's turn the everyday into gourmet.
Get the best deals on the things you love with the HSN card. As an HSN card VIP, you'll get all kinds of perks like VIP financing on so many items, plus extra flex on every item under $369 all day, every day, and at least 8 VIP savings events a year. Includes fraud protection and there's no annual fee. Apply now and instantly get $10 off when you're approved. Call 1-800-695-1418 or visit hsn.com/HSN card.
One thing that I love about Black History Month is that it gives us a chance to celebrate our fellow Americans who've done and contributed to our lives in ways that we still benefit from today.
Well, happy Foodie Friday. I'm Shannon, and have you met my ninja in the kitchen? This is Rochelle. I know a lot of you are still calling on my Storm. It is my ultimate appliance pick to take the prep out of the prep. But speaking of your ultimate appliance, you know, Ninja, they are leaders when it comes to items in the kitchen category. I don't care if you go to the Big W store, the place named after a river. There is nobody doing this multi-cooker for a better price that we have seen. I mean, and that's just in terms of what I've been shopping for. But you have to compare apples to apples. Even if you see another Ninja that kind of looks like this, theirs is maybe a 3 or a 4 in one. And you want to drop the mic moment today, and while supplies last, Rochelle does not have another airing of this weekend. It is 14 appliances and tools. I'm serious about this. It replaces 14 tools and appliances in your home. Thank you, guys. So that means your slow cooker, your steamer, your saucepan, your steam oven, so you can steam bake, food warming and stock pot. Of course, it's a non-stick, huge pot. Your Dutch oven, your saute pan, your roasting pan, your cast iron skillet, your bread maker, your saucier, and then, of course, that integrated spoon with that little cook and look lid. And you know what? We're the only ones in America also including that great steam rack. So think about it this way. It's replacing your stove. It's replacing your stove top. It's replacing your slow cooker. It's your do-it-all and your get-her-done machine. And best of all, it is doing it for the best price that I've seen anywhere. You can choose it in this great black or this is the sea salt gray. We got very, very fancy with our gray. Remember, there's that great little spoon, has that great little rest, and then that elevated steam and roasting rack, because you'll use it as a roaster. Huge capacity. Remember, we're paying to send it to you. So Rochelle, okay, first of all, you're doing arm curls.
I am. Look at the size of this steak. So if you're curious about capacity, this has got the capacity. So it will sear and saute. So we're going to sear our meat. So you can hear that.
Oh, wow. So even though it will slow cook, the meat does not look gray. So instead of trying to, up the ante, normally I have to go to the stovetop, sear the roast beef or the meat before I put it in the pan. This is a one and done.
This is a one and done. Will your slow cooker do this? Will your slow cooker sear and saute so you can build up your sauces and get those nice juicy flavors and caramelization on your meats before you make your soups and stews and other things? So I'm gonna let this sear in a little bit here, but we also have some potatoes and other things to add to it. And so this is the possible cooker. This makes everything possible for you to do. This is, I think you texted me and you're like, this is like a slow cooker on steroids.
It is. It is. Because the everything is possible pan. It's the everything is possible pan. It truly is a one and done. One quick thing I'm going to show you as Rochelle is getting a nice, beautiful sear on this. Remember, it has a nice high lip on the lid, which I like because, not only is it cook and look, so as Guy likes to say, if you're looking, you're not cooking. So you can always see what's going on. And then this cool removable reservoir goes in the oven up to 500 degrees. You heard me again. In the oven up to 500 degrees. It even has this great little measure mark on the one side, non-stick interior, and it's built to last. So think about it. 14 appliances and tools in one. And the fact that It replaces your stove, it replaces your oven, because you can bake, you can steam. Rochelle, I would love to, I know we're searing some things off. Charlie, can they see the control panel here? I'll try to move this, because what really got my creative juices flowing is I purchased a sous vide from HSN. It was $159. I won't say the name. It was a great chef, you know, that we and our sister family share, but I will tell you, I mean, it was $159. Yeah. So I can braise, I can bake, I can proof bread in this.
And bake.
And bake. So if you see other people offering a similar profile, they don't have all these functions, do they?
No, no, it's a true 8-in-1. So this will work just like your stovetop, where you can sear and saute and build up your sauces, but then you can slow cook, you can sous vide. It's even oven safe. I'm gonna show you. You can take the pot out of the base and move it to your oven if you wanted to crisp something up at the top, up to 500 degrees. And so really it is the possible cooker. It will do everything for you. And it's got that triple fusion heat. And so right now you can see my huge piece of steak in here is seared. So I'm adding my vegetables. I'm gonna add my, of course, my, you know, my broth and things, and we're gonna slow cook this. We have one that we've been slow cooking that I'm gonna show you what it looks like after it's been slow cooking for a few hours.
Right.
So this is something that you could do, you know, in the morning, you know, before you go to work, and then have an amazing dinner, you know, when you come home.
Sure.
Or you can do it for Sunday, you know, dinner.
So I'm just gonna move this
Sure,
so we can see this as well. So it's a set it and forget it.
It is a set it and forget it. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a set it and forget it, and wow, are we busy. I just really, first of all, I want to encourage you to get this at home, because listen, at the end of the day, we love cooking for our family, but nobody wants to be held hostage by the stovetop or held hostage by the oven. You know, you got to babysit, you got to monitor, you got to worry about, you know, cleanup. This actually is dishwasher safe. Of course, you're not putting the electrical part in there, but
the pot is.
The pot is oven safe to 500 degrees. It is 14-in-1. And if you are going out there into retail land, listen, I know you do, I do. First of all, if you want that Storm, we sold over 1,000 of that Storm. I've got your color if you're calling in this show. Now, what happens after the fact, I can't make any promises. If you want that Storm, especially if you love my reds, I would do it tonight, because that's also the best price set that we've seen. I'm team turquoise tonight. It just makes me smile. Over 1,200 gone. The colors are back for the very first time for the lowest price that we've seen. 716-623 or 0283. And then this is actually the best price that we have found anywhere coast to coast, at least in terms of what I was doing on my shopping. It is just back, or I should say this is making its debut here at HSN. What's interesting, Rochelle, when we were texting and talking earlier, even our sister family QVC, I was going through the archives, and we collectively have offered like those 3 and those 4-in-1s for almost this purchase price. And they're worth every penny. But listen, if I can get more stuff for the same price or less money, sign me up, right?
Exactly, exactly. I think all of us would agree with that. So this is really different and really unique. I love it because it really makes cooking fun and easy, especially if you have a big family and everybody gets home at different times, but you want them to be able to serve themselves, or even when you're entertaining. So think about the big game this weekend. I know there's more sports things coming up later this year. You're gonna wanna have this when you're entertaining, because you can set it and forget it. It even comes with the spoon on the top, with the spoon rest. So everything is set up for everybody to serve themselves. And the spoon even has so it's got a little guide here for pasta. It also has a little pour spout if they wanna pour a little juice. And then it's got a perfect little spoon rest there. So when people come home, or if you're entertaining and have a party, this is perfect for that. But what makes the cooking different?
I was just gonna ask about that, because see, normally when we talk, and I'm not disparaging anything, but when I've sold kind of these multi-cookers before, it's like they're only generating heat from the bottom.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about? So this is different, correct?
This is different. This is that triple fusion heat. So it's heating from the sides, it's heating from underneath, and it's heating through steam. It's 30% faster when tested with the chicken with a regular oven.
30% faster than your oven.
30% faster than your oven. So I'm just gonna take the steak out here, but look at how juicy and tender and delicious this is. Of course, this was seared first. You saw how non-stick it was when I seared it in the the other pot there. So really, there's nothing that the possible cooker can't do.
Yeah.
And I personally love that it comes with its own spoon, that they even thought to build it into the lid so that you have a place to store it. But just saving time is important to me.
For sure.
You know, that 30% faster is really important for that, especially when you're entertaining and doing these big roasts. But even if it's just you and your husband at home, this is great for doing like a Sunday dinner, and then you have plenty of leftovers throughout the week.
For sure. And you know, and remember, you set it and you forget it, but the way it conducts the heat, so not only is it faster, it's going to be more flavorful because it almost, like it wraps its arms around with heat. It like just literally, you know, caresses it. And not only does that mean that's going to be faster, it means that it's going to lock in that moisture. Frankly, I just like the fact that it's replacing 14 different things in your kitchen. And that's why I say you got to go head to head. While there, maybe you've seen similar profiles elsewhere, we personally, and our sister family QVC, we've sold what I would call less capable, it's not, less features for basically the same price. This is the elite, this is the dream, it's the getter done, it's making the impossible possible, and we're doing it for really the best price that we have seen. We're also doing it on FlexPay, and of course, free shipping. So let us send this to you. Let us lighten the load. Let us do the heavy lifting when it comes to making meals for your family. Frankly, you can bake in this. So even though it's an oven, because it's an oven, it's a slow cooker, you can proof, it's a sous vide if you want to get all fancy. But if you want to put that non-stick interior, it replaces your cast iron, you know, your big pan, you can put it in the oven up to 500 degrees, right?
You can. And actually, I have a mac and cheese in the oven right now. We're just getting that nice brown, golden and brown, delicious, crispy on the top. But while we wait for that, let me show you again that front panel, because I loved how you showed it there in the beginning. So we can show you everything that it does. It is a true 8-in-1. It even reminds you, add pot. It knows the pot's not in there. I know, Ninja. I'm gonna go get the little pot in a minute. So look, it's got slow cook, sear and saute, steam, keep warm. Keep warm is great for when you're entertaining, and it's got the spoon already built into the lid, so it's perfect for entertaining, for everybody to kind of spoon their own chili or their mac and cheese when you've got company over. Sous vide, just like you said, you know, just to get a machine for sous vide is really expensive, so it will do sous vide. It will braise, it will bake and proof. So when you want to keep your, you know, your doughs nice and warm and let the dough proof before you bake, but it'll also bake in it, and wait till you see the focaccia we've got later. So I'm gonna walk over to the oven.
Sounds
we actually
good.
have the pot in there.
Well, and here's the other thing. If you are new to HSN, first and foremost, welcome. We love to, first of all, I love to be here on Fridays, but I especially love it when we're in the kitchen. But many of you are discovering HSN for the first time with Ninja. And yes, you can shop coast to coast, but Ninja, because of our relationship, they do things for us that they don't do for others, including some of those other big retailers. What gorgeous thing do you have
Wasn't that
there?
beautiful? So look how the pot just comes right out. So the pot does come right out. This will go, it's dishwasher safe, it's non-stick interior the inside, so even if you want to bring this to the table, you can. But I love putting it into my possible cooker because you can use that keep warm function when you're entertaining. Plus you have the lid with the spoon, which I'm gonna grab. So we've got a wonderful mac and cheese in here.
Nice.
Look at that crispy crust on the top. And that is because it is oven safe up to 500 degrees. So you can do things like your cobblers and crumbles and mac and cheese with the breadcrumbs on the top. But doesn't that look delicious?
It does. And you know, here's the key point about this too. The takeaway is it cooks perfect every time. It is a set it and forget it. It caresses or hugs or envelops your food with that heat while locking in the moisture. It replaces 14 appliances and tools in the kitchen, and it's the best price that we found on this anywhere. But my other thing about this is you're not babysitting it. So it's really giving you your time back, not only because of the set it and forget it, but if you're like my family, you know, whenever I go home and, you know, my mom and I both love to be in the kitchen, everybody's coming and going at different times.
It's true.
And so this keeps everything nice and warm and bubbling hot without overcooking it. So, I mean, basically you can use it whether it's your buffet server, it is your one pot cooking. So yes, you're searing, yes, you're baking, yes, you're braising, yes, you're slow cooking, yes, you're proofing and baking your bread. You're doing it for the best price that we found anywhere. And you're doing it for this show because remember, no other airings coming up, right?
None. No,
None.
this is it.
No, it is. So what else? We got to show some other good things. What do you have?
We're going to keep going, but look at the spoon. I love this. I know that's such a little thing, but I love that they even thought to put the spoon on the top. It just rests at the top. So when people come home, they can serve themselves. So right now we've got some barbecue pork sliders.
And by the way, this is the black, and we are calling this sea salt. So that's the sea salt. Now, did you see that beautiful moisture bath on that lid?
And yep,
so that's what locks in that moisture, right?
That is. That's that triple fusion heat that's heating from the sides and from the bottom, and then also the steam inside. But look at this wonderful pulled pork. Let me get a couple of forks here and we'll tear right into it.
But you know, you can see this, so you must have, did you sear it before?
We seared it first. Look
okay,
at the, look at the caramelization on there. So we seared it first, and we also seared some onions and things in there, built up the sauce, and then we put it on slow cook to make it wonderful and pull apart delicious. So you can do that slow cook function, which everybody I think loves, because they're able to, look at that. Oh my gosh, so
that's heaven.
Tender and delicious.
And I gotta be honest, even though it's got a pretty small footprint, I'll look up the footprint size for you in a moment. It's got a really deep capacity.
It does. It's 8.5 quarts.
8.5 quarts.
8.5 quarts.
So it's so funny. One of the biggest requests I get in the kitchen category here at HSN is, can I get a 10-quart stock pot? Can I get an 8-quart stock pot? And so it's a huge, basically Dutch oven capacity, but it's easy to use. It's the perfect profile. We didn't test this beforehand, but even when I was kind of eyeballing this, easily bake a chicken, roast a chicken.
Absolutely. And it will cook that chicken 30% faster than your big oven. So you can put a whole roast chicken in here if you want to do a whole, look at this. This smells so good, you guys. I'm so hungry. Do you see how this is just really fork tender, and it's just mixing with all the juices and all the sauce in there. So you can braise, you know, you can slow cook, you can sous vide, but I love this for doing my meats because, you know, even with, you know, how expensive things have gotten at the stores, usually you can take an inexpensive cut of meat and do wonders with it, with just searing it in the bottom just to get some caramelization and then slow cooking it to make it nice and fork tender.
For sure. And you know, and remember, it's keeping all of those juices in there too. So not only is it one pot cooking, you never have to, if you're not lifting that lid because of that cook and look design. I just want you to see the colors again, and wow, are we busy. Just remember, this is your only chance of the weekend. Your only chance of the weekend. I know a lot of you are still calling on my Ninja Storm. This is replacing 14 appliances and tools. I can't say that enough. Replacing 14 appliances and tools. And what's interesting is we are very strict with our legal guidelines here at HSN, which I appreciate because we want everything that we offer or present to exceed your expectations. Do it, grab it, get this at home. I hope you try it, because not only are we including that steam and roasting rack, that's a $20 value. When we did a similar profile of our Ninja, I call it like the perfect cooker or your ultimate problem solver in the kitchen, for far fewer features. The last one that I had or have seen on the air was a 3 or possibly a 4-in-1, which is what a lot of the other retailers are doing. And frankly, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's virtually the same price for like a 3 or a 4-in-1 from Ninja. And this is their ultimate. It just is. It's their ultimate dream machine, replacing 14 appliances and tools in your kitchen for the best price that I have found anywhere. Of course, it works back beautifully to our Ninja Storm. We had over 1,200 of you who said yes to that. Remember, I have all the colors. If you're calling now, I can't promise what's gonna happen after the fact, especially when it comes to those reds. The reds were really popular, both in the cinnamon and the cherry. I'm team turquoise tonight. We've been waiting for ever to get these colors back, and over 1,400 gone in the show. And remember, that's also the best price that we've done on your Ninja Storm. And then, because this is on FlexPay, even if you're new to HSN, yes, we dare you to compare. This is basically the 14-in-1. So we're paying for your shipping. That means we're covering your shipping for the rest of the day. We do have an apply and buy promotion. We want to take another $10 off. But the big thing about this is on that FlexPay, you do one meal, this is gonna pay for itself. So Steve, sorry, I always have problems seeing the screen, but it's a little over $40. So a little over $40 to get home. I'm telling you, and one thing you might not understand about that free shipping, so even if you're doing FlexPay, you don't have to spend the $75 at once. So because this is over $75, you could put it on that FlexPay. And Steve, that is correct. I always get nervous when I say that. We had a whole phone call about this morning, and even when we talk about it, I'm like, we're really sure that's how it works, but it is. The black or the sea salt, great recipe booklet included, and then of course that roasting rack and that spoon. Sea salt is more limited and more popular. All right, Rochelle, what's going on down here?
We're gonna start cooking.
Okay.
We're gonna do a little bolognese with some meats, so we're gonna sear.
Because you can.
Because we can.
Now, by the way, you could also do a dry pasta in this, right?
Absolutely you could. Absolutely you could. So we're just gonna start with sauteing our onions and carrots in here so we can build up our sauce. You can hear that sizzle in there.
Yeah.
Most slow cookers can't do that. I remember my old slow cooker at home. It was just a slow cooker. You know what I mean?
Well,
like you'd add everything in. Everything gets gray, you add everything in, and then it takes time to build up heat.
Sure.
Here, you're actually having that triple fusion heat, so it's cooking from the side and from the bottom, and then it will steam too as everything is starting to cook. And so you are able to sear, basically, which is a great function.
Well, and don't forget, we already have, boiled and cooked the pasta just to save on time. You want to talk about time saving. Remember, it's a pot and a pan all in one.
Absolutely.
So it's a pot and a pan all in one. So you want to boil your water, you want to do your pasta from dry, obviously your meat from raw, and that's whether it's a nice big seafood boil. Certainly, with Mardi Gras, you think of like the seafood boils.
Absolutely.
You could do like a whole seafood boil in this.
Absolutely. Oh, that would be delicious. I think we're going to do that
the
next.
Corn on the cob, the shrimp, the mussels, I mean, whatever it might be. And that one-touch control is also really easy because to me, the less thought I have to put into anything in life or otherwise.
Me too. So you do have the same controls here that you're used to with Ninja, where you can control the temperature, you can control the time. Of course, you've got your 8 different functions here. We've got an unsear saute, but there's also slow cook, steam, keep warm, which is great. So after you've cooked it, if you want to keep warm, because everybody's getting home at a different time, you can use that keep warm function. There's sous vide, there's braise, bake, and proof. Of course, again, you can always go up in time. We've got the time there too, but you can also go up and down with your temperature as well. So I just did that to high, so we can build up some more heat in here before I add the meat. But you can already smell the onions. Whenever I'm cooking something at home, my husband's like, "What are you making?" And I'm like, "It's just onions." Like that's like the smell of something good about to happen. When you get that mirepoix in there, you get your onions and your celery and your garlic.
Hey, Steve, just to double check. I mean, this is making I'm going to say re-debut because this is the new one with the upgraded features and the more functions. We do have fewer than 2,000 of these. It's not. Am I correct? Okay, actually only like 1,600 of these. And the truth is, if we were in a regular retailer, that I guess would be ample, but we're in tens of millions of homes. So if tonight is the night that we get you to try HSN, we know we get a lot of new shoppers with Ninja in particular. You can buy Ninja elsewhere. I know that. You can't get this for this price. Because of the relationships and the partnerships that we've developed here at HSN, they'll do things for us that they don't do for anybody else. So let us make dinner possible. Let's get dinner done. Let's make dinner easy, but not just dinner. I love to steam cakes. A lot of you have heard me say that before. I mean, you could do like a little water bath on the bottom. It's because it's an oven. And then with that elevated rack, bake, you can steam, you can braise, you can roast, you can boil pasta. Because remember, it's a pot and a pan in one. It replaces your oven. It's like it's got its own little built-in burner because, you plug it in. It's also great for glamping, camping, tailgating. Anyone who doesn't have a lot of space in their kitchen is going to love this just because it does so many things at once.
It's so true. It's so true. This smells so good. I'm hungry. I should not do shows when I'm hungry. It's right at dinner time, but this is perfect, right? Because this is what you want. This is like real life when you're at home and you're working and you're busy and you just want dinner on the table fast and quick. This is a great way to do that just by, doing a little food prep in the morning or the night before, letting the slow cooker do the work for you, but you can still get those flavors because you have that sear saute function. You also have all of the other functions to do your breads on the weekends, to do your sous vide on the weekends. But I personally love it for entertaining just because it has that built-in spoon and it has that keep warm feature when you need that 8.5 quarts of, food to feed your family or to feed your friends if they're over to, to watch the big game. You can do that like we did with the mac and cheese, like I'm doing with the soups now. So really, it's just perfect.
Well, and remember, it's a little over $40 on your credit card. Those are interest-free payments. We're going to zip it right off to you. Charlie, I'm just going to do a real quick tour because, and I'll give you some quantity updates. We have only 1,600 available. Now remember, Rochelle did that beautiful, that pulled pork, but you can sear the meat. I love my slow cooker, but let's be honest, the meat looks gray. So you can hear that sizzle and that great bolognese that Rochelle is making. Remember, it's a pot, it's a pan, it's a stovetop, it's a sous vide, it's a bread machine because you can proof in this. So yes, we're doing all these great things, but you could boil pasta pasta because it's like its own little burner and, go from dry to spaghetti and meatballs for the kids. I don't care if you're doing a macaroni and cheese. Remember, we took the lid off, and even though it's like its own little oven, if you do like to get a caramelization, say on your scalloped potatoes or your macaroni and cheese, put it in that oven and put it in the oven for 500 degrees. Take that lid off so you can get that nice browning on the top. Then remember, you're getting that elevated rack, which nobody else does. That's a $20 value in and of itself. Here we're doing that great one-pot cooking with that roast, with that big roast. There it is, pull apart and fork tender, chili to please a crowd. And remember, because it has like that triple fusion technology, it is encasing the food with heat. It's not just generating heat from the ground up, which is, frankly, like a lot of, by the way, see that nice little spoon rest? I think that's genius. But there it is. So it's conducting that heat all the way around the sides. And even if you just use it for glamping, camping, tailgating, and the like, remember, it's going to keep those foods nice and warm. If your family's like my family, families across America, kids are coming and going, late night, you can date night, you want to take the heavy lifting off, this is going to do the cooking for you. And remember, if you love your cast iron, but you can't deal with the weight, this is dishwasher safe, which is also a big, big deal. So put this in the oven. I'd take the lid off just so you can get that nice browning. There's that cook and look lid. That elevated rack is another $20 value. That great spoon with the built-in spoon rest. And then, of course, great little recipe booklet as well. You choose it in the black or in the sea salt. Steve, how many do I have left of the sea salt? We have 700 only in that sea salt. So get yours while we've got it. Same thing applies on that Ninja Storm. We are already getting very limited in some of the colors. So over 1,400 gone in this hour on that Ninja Storm. Rochelle, like your husband says, I wouldn't even have to know what you're doing. It smells good in here.
I'm telling you, like onions and carrots and celery, that's a secret to making something really good, right? So we've been sauteing the onions and carrots in there just to give them some color, just to break them down a little bit, sweat them, get those flavors going. It's different than using a regular slow cooker. A regular slow cooker, you dump everything in and then set it and forget it. And you can do that with this, but then you could also sear and saute. So I'm actually going to put 2 pounds of ground beef in here.
Nice.
And we're going to sear that and break up that ground beef and get it nice and colorful before we start doing the slow cooking process. Of course, if you love slow cooking and you just want to slow cook it, you can do that too. But I love being able to build up that flavor. I love having that sear saute function, option if I need it. Like you said, if you're tailgating, if you're using it at your camper, but you can hear that. And what that is it's true one-pot cooking. You don't have to take it from your stovetop to your slow cooker. You can do it all in one pot because we make it possible.
Well, and remember, not only one pot, it's making, taking the impossible and making it possible, easy to clean, great little footprint. So you can take the whole little cooker with you. Easter is around the corner. I mean, in all seriousness, whether you're doing that holiday ham or that turkey breast or just bringing the side, especially when we're doing all of our get-togethers, graduations, all the parties that will be coming up around the corner, have kitchen will travel. It's like a little kitchen. Really, because all you need is a plug. So you're not holding somebody's oven or burner hostage, even if you're doing things like mashed potatoes or the macaroni and cheese. Let this do the sides for you. Let us make the impossible possible. It's hard to say no to it, if only because it replaces 14 appliances and tools in one. And that is a big, big thing. We have to get everything approved through our legal process.
Yes.
And so you can't say something, it does, 10 things, 12 things. That had to be legally approved. And frankly, I almost think I think that's even a little conservative just because it's a serving body. And the other thing that I like about this, Rochelle, is when you compare it to what you would have to do just doing what you're doing right now.
Exactly.
Right? Because you'd have like a whole burner full of things going on.
Exactly. You can do it all in one pot. You can slow cook. You can sear and saute. You can sous vide. We're building up our sauce here just to show you everything that is possible with the possible pot. And what's funny? I got to tell you, I know it's cold up north. It's been cold off and on down here in Florida, and we're into all of our comfort foods like our soups and stews. I saw a lot of crazy football fans out in the snow tailgating.
Yeah.
Imagine having this.
Right?
Next to your camper, so you can cook a whole meal and have it hot and ready to serve, you know, with your camper. But I also love that the pot is removable, so I can put it, you know, in the dishwasher. I can put it in the oven if I want to crisp something. It's not heavy at all. And I love that I can build it up and then also hit that keep warm function, so everybody can serve themselves when they're ready.
For sure. And certainly we've been talking about comfort food in this show, which, by the way, Brenda H., you are our gift card winner for this hour. Brenda loves, her favorite comfort food is beef stew, slow cooked in that cast iron. Tender, and the taste is amazing. And see, that's the real beauty of this. Yes, you can slow cook, but then you can also sous vide, and you can braise, and you can serve, and you can take it to the oven. And when you think, okay, over 400 gone, that's just in this show, guys. There's not another airing for the entire weekend. Steve, what are we looking at? Fewer than 1,500 now? Am I doing my math right? So about 1,500 only, which again, if we were in we are in tens of millions of homes. If we were in just a regular retail, that would be a drop in the bucket. Sea salt is my most limited and my most popular. I think I have the last 700 of that sea salt. Oh, last 600 of that sea salt. Only chance for the weekend. There's that classic black. And yes, it's a perfect profile. You're not being held hostage by the oven or the stove. You don't have to babysit it. It's easy to clean. You can put it in the dishwasher. Now, what is going on in there?
So it will proof your dough and it will bake. The pot does come out. You can pop this in the oven too. I've got a crisp down, just one more. We're going to do some desserts too, but I wanted to show you how beautifully it will do your breads. And this is already cooled. So I'm going to just stick my fingers in here so we can lift it out and show you how even the baking is. So look at how even that is cooked. Look at how golden and brown and crispy that is on the outside. So it will bake. It will proof your doughs. This smells amazing.
Okay. Do you see how beautifully brown that is?
Yes.
See, if that is not a jaw-dropping moment, because the reality is, I'm sure you've used different things to do what this does, but you have to remember you're using separate pots or appliances for those. To get that kind of caramelization on the bread, when I say it encapsulate or wraps around with that heat, that's a big difference.
It is.
Because, you know, the thing is, even like with a slow cooker, and I love my slow cooker, my mom is a slow cooker queen, but she has to do other stuff in other pans and then put it into the slow cooker.
Exactly.
You don't have to do that now.
You don't have to do that. It's one pot cooking, so you can proof your bread and then bake it. You can sear and saute and then do your sauce. And it's because it's got that triple fusion heat, so it's heating from the sides and the bottom. A lot of slow cookers only heat from the bottom.
They do.
This is heating from the side and from the bottom, and then the steam also inside. So you're really getting that triple fusion heat that's going to cook things faster. If you were to cook a whole chicken in here or do your meats like we did the beef there earlier, it's 30% faster than your big oven. So
that's huge.
You know, that's going to save you time. It's going to save you dishes. This whole pot goes into the dishwasher when you're done. So it's really easy for cleanup. But I really just love it for entertaining as well. And so now we've got a broccoli cheddar soup. It smells so good.
I mean, honestly, you had me at cheddar. I mean, seriously, I think I bleed Velveeta.
Ooh,
I mean,
no.
I do. I love cheese. Well, I'm from Minnesota. That's close enough, you know, to be
to Wisconsin. Yes,
to Wisconsin. Here's the thing, though. We are very, very busy. And first of all, thank you again for stopping by HSN tonight. But I really hope you try this. You can probably tell I am a super, super, super fan of Ninja, and I'm not the only one, because it's one of the brands that people stop by HSN to listen and learn about. Is this sold elsewhere? It is, just for more money. And if you do even a brand within a brand compare, if you're finding, you know, this price, it's probably, well, not probably, it's on the one that has fewer functions.
Yeah.
So this is the one that is 14 appliances and tools in one. So this is the one that is, it's the complete package. It really is the one and done. And this is our finest hour. Make it happen. Fewer than 600 of that sea salt. So we are are actually last 1,400. It's the only airing of the weekend. Rochelle, we're almost out of time, but what's over here?
We've got to do dessert. Let's do dessert. So we did a little cobbler here, and we popped it in the oven just for 5 minutes just to get that nice and crispy golden brown and delicious. So I love that you can transfer it to the oven. It's oven safe up to 500 degrees.
Nice.
So you can put it in the oven. Oh my God, this smells so good. Like again, I can never do a show hungry again because everything we make smells delicious. But look, imagine having this at your, your Mother's Day brunch or Easter and having everybody be able to serve their own dessert. The spoon is included. There's a keep warm function, so that way you can, set it and forget it, and really just have everybody be able to serve themselves and use that keep warm function. But you also have all those cooking tools too. You have that sear and saute. You have the sous vide. You have the slow cooker, all in one pot. That's why we call it the possible pot.
Okay, wrap your brain around
the
this.
Cooker.
The possible cooker. Easter eggs. There's a recipe in here for deviled eggs, but honestly, make your boiled eggs in this.
Absolutely, and eggs are expensive. You don't want to mess them up.
Oh, trust me, I know. I actually I left some on the counter and I forgot about it, and it was like throwing away a $10 bill.
Oh, I know.
No, it really was, and I'm like,
yeah.
So here's the thing: make your Easter eggs in this, bake your meatloaf in this, bake your focaccias in this. Use it as a warmer. You like those little sous vide eggs, or maybe you're getting our Scudo and Son meatballs from last hour. Put them in here. You can braise, you can bake, you can steam, you can roast, you can reduce your sauce, because remember, it's a pot and a pan and an oven in one. A pot, a pan, and an oven in one.
I like that. So that's a nice little jingle.
Is. A pot, a pan, and an oven in one. But you have to think, can you do this in the kitchen? Yes. The whole point is, though, you're doing it with a lot of different stuff.
Exactly. And it comes with the roasting rack. I've never seen this included before with any other, possible cookers that are out there. And so I love this for when you're just doing your meats and you want it to get it nice and golden brown, crispy and delicious. So that makes it really easy to do those big meats. You're really into that soup,
I know,
don't you?
I am. Like I said, you had me at cheddar. So definitely take advantage of it. Remember, this was your only opportunity and your only show of the weekend. Just a little over 1,000 remaining, so I hope you're able to grab yours. Rochelle, you are back, though, on Sunday,
I'm back
correct?
on Sunday with a grill.
Oh.
Yes. We cover all the cooking basics.
You do. Thank you. It is always a treat to have you here. Appreciate you as always. Also, don't forget, you can always check out our Ninja by Shannon's in the Kitchen page, because you can see what we've been airing over the last couple of weeks. Hey, don't hang up on our Making Impossible Possible cooker. I will be back here tomorrow night at 7 p.m. In the meantime, Michelle's coming up next. Stay tuned, guys. I'll see you in 24 hours.
Fashion Friday starts right now. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Michelle Yarn. I'm so happy to be here shopping with you tonight. Head to toe brand newness from DG2 by Diane Gilman. We have some goodies for you. This top, Sam Sabora and I have been going on and on and on about how beautiful this brand new top is that is coming up. It's everything you want.